You are watching No Filter with Debbie. These are my views and opinions. Welcome to No Filter with Debbie. I'm Debbie Schlussel, and you know what's driving me crazy? What's driving me crazy is this jihadist attack that happened in Boulder, Colorado at the supermarket that we're now learning was committed by a guy named Ahmed Al Aliwi Al Isa. This is a Muslim immigrant, not just a Muslim immigrant, but a devout Muslim immigrant who was allowed to come to this country at age 3, he's 21 now, to come murder Americans, to express his hate on social media. And by the way, we have some tweets we're going to show you a little later on, not just by him from himself, but from his father. And you'll see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And you have to ask yourself, why is it that we keep keep bringing in Muslim immigrants into this country? We've had an issue with this in North Dakota as well. Why do we keep bringing these people into the country? For what reason? He and his family are Sunni Muslims. Are they experiencing persecution? Heck no. They came from the Middle East. They could go anywhere there. It is true that Syria is controlled by the Assad family. Bashar al Assad, his father who headed the country before him, are known as Alawis or Alawites. They are Shiite Muslims who celebrate some of the Christian holidays. They support Hezbollah. They support their tools of Iran. They're not good people. But there are plenty of Sunnis that live in Syria, and they live there just fine. They're not persecuted. He wouldn't have been persecuted anywhere in the Middle East. So why do we have to accept these people under the refugee status? And this just goes to show that the refugee status issue is a fraud. Most of these people are liars. The Al Isa family had no credible fear of remaining in Syria. We have credible fear the more we have these kinds of people coming into this country. Did we not learn the lessons of 9/11? No, we did not. America is back asleep. Did we not learn the lessons of Fort Hood when we had a Palestinian Muslim immigrant that we, the American people, put through not just college but medical school, who had a cushy army doctor job? Did we not learn that lesson when he murdered at least 13 people? It's 14 if you include the baby inside the womb of the pregnant military officer who died. Did we not learn that lesson when Fort Hood was shot up by Nidal Malik Hassan? No, we didn't. Did we not learn the lesson from the Boston Marathon? Those were refugees. They came here as illegal aliens. The Tsarnaevs, who we talked about yesterday, they shot up the Boston Marathon. You know what else we didn't learn the lesson from? San Bernardino. Remember, the employees were having a Christmas party just weeks after they threw a baby shower for a Muslim employee and his Muslim immigrant wife, who then returned to the Christmas party in San Bernardino and murdered everyone at the party. Remember that? How soon we forget. Those are just a few of the instances. Remember Omar Mateen and the Pulse nightclub? Well, he was born here. He's an Afghan Muslim. His father was an immigrant. Same difference. His father was an extremist, a jihad supporter who communicated it to his son. How many more of these immigrants are we going to take into this country? This has nothing to do with firearms, with the Second Amendment, with limiting our ability, our constitutional right to keep and bear arms. That should never happen as a result of this. Listen, we know that this guy, Al Isa, we know he was a devout Muslim. We know he read the Quran and said phrases from Quranic scriptures right before he attacked and murdered 10 innocent people whose lives he snuffed out. Should we have Quran control? I mean, after all, that was what spurred this attack, not guns. You take away this guy's gun, guess what? Next time he'll use a bomb and he'll murder more Americans, not just 10. By the way, so many people said that this was an evil white man. You know, it's always a white man, they assume, because that's the narrative they want us all to believe. That's the narrative that is part of their orthodox religion of far left liberalism. So, first of all, let's take a look at his being arrested, because that's probably the best part that happened out of any of this. I think we have that video, right? All right, he's a devout Muslim. You see, he has a beard, which is one of the signs. We know he's a devout Muslim because he sent out tweets about it. We also know, by the way, that he's a far left liberal political person. He's tweeted about that on social media. We know he hated Donald Trump. But let me tell you something about all the attacks that I just cited: San Bernardino, the Boston Marathon, the shooting up of Fort Hood, the Pulse nightclub. They all have something in common aside from Muslim jihad committed by immigrants or their children. They didn't occur during Donald Trump's presidency. Donald Trump did not have any of these attacks during his watch. Why? Well, he had what was called the Muslim ban. It wasn't really a Muslim ban. He was tough on who came in over the border. He also was tough on who got refugee status. He was tough on all of these things. And you know what? Being tough on immigration yields results. It protects the American people. And now Joe Biden, just 2 months into his presidency, we have one of these. And you can look for more and more and more of these. Because as Joe Biden said, that's who we are. That's who we are, letting in people who have no business being here, letting them become citizens, letting them grow up from the age of 3 under the generosity of our society so that they can go into supermarkets and snuff out the lives of 10 innocent people, including a police officer and father of 7 children. So what happened? Well, Joe Biden has already called for gun control. We have the video. We are almost at the break, so I will play you that video.
Future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again. I got that done when I was a senator. It passed. It was law for the longest time, and it brought down these mass killings. We should do it again. We can close the loopholes in our background check system, including the Charleston loophole. That's one of the best tools we have right now to prevent gun violence. The Senate should immediately pass, let me say it again, the United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system. These are bills that receive votes of both Republicans and Democrats in the House. This is not and should not be a partisan issue. This is an American issue. It will save lives, American lives, and we have to act. We should also ban assault weapons in the process. I'll have much more to say as we learn more, but I wanted to be clear. Those poor folks who died left behind families that leaves a big hole in their hearts. And we can save lives, increasing the background checks so that they're supposed to occur, and eliminating assault weapons and the size of magazines. I don't know all the detail yet on that. But I'll be talking to you more later today or in the next couple of days about what else we know. May God bless you all and those families who are mourning today because of gun violence in Colorado and Georgia, all across the country. We have to act so there's not more of you, there's fewer of you as time goes on. Thank you so much.
Oh, please. This guy, Al Issa, which by the way is Jesus, Yes, Muslims have Jesus as one of their prophets. Don't let that fool you. He hated Christians, he hated Jews, and he made it very clear in his tweets. He also, will show you in a little bit, said that Jesus and Mary were Muslims. Really? Last time I checked, they were Jewish, but what do I know? Not a jihadist. All he had to do was look into this guy's background. This guy went through a background check 6 days ago when he bought this. That is not going to stop this. What is going to stop this is stopping Muslim immigration into this country. He's not doing that. He's expanding it and increasing it. This would not have been stopped by increased background checks. It wouldn't have done a thing. Might have spurred this guy to prepare explosives and blow up this place and murder more than 10 people. He was bragging about what he did when he was in the Senate. Well, he missed a couple of things. He missed immigration control and Quran control. Those were the only things that would have stopped this, not gun control. And when we come back, we will show you some of the things that this guy, Al Issa, and his father have said on social media, and Kamala Harris's niece, too. That and more after these messages on No Filter with Debbie on Beck.
Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha.
The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away, hidden by darkness. During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification. And when the sun goes down, press the Night Bright button to see clearly in the dark. Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close.
Call or click now and get Night Hero Binoculars for just $39.99. Order right now and you can double it.
Plus, get our best-selling atomic beam flashlight, just pay a separate fee.
We'll even ship them to you free.
This TV special offer is not available on Amazon. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-619-1091. That's 1-800-619-1091. Or visit bynighthero.com. That's bynighthero.com. Order now.
Beck Communications is now hiring independent sales agents around the state. We're looking for highly motivated individuals to take advantage of this opportunity, selling advertising for our news and sports programming on Beck TV and sponsorships for the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team. Independent sales agents will make 50% commission on their completed sales for all products. Beck TV is the leader in broadcasting local sports, owner of the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team, and originator of newly launched news opinion programming. Submit your application now at careers@bechtel.coop. This is an exciting opportunity you can't pass up. 50% commission for independent sales agents now hiring at Beck Communications.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-219-1467.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Elmiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Elmiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Elmiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
Welcome back to No Filter with Debbie on Beck. So before the break, we were talking about the massacre in Colorado at the supermarket and in Boulder, and about the jihadist, Mr. Al Issa, Ahmed Al Issa, who committed this, who perpetrated this, who was a jihadist. There is no question. we're hearing stories now from all of the people who always try to. He had his mental issues. He's not all there. He had social problems. You know what? Islam seems to be a religion that is plagued by more than its fair share of mental issues and social problems. So maybe that's a reason in and of itself that we should limit the number of Muslim immigrants that come into this country. Because every time there's a jihadist, it's always, oh, he was sick in the head, he couldn't control himself. It has nothing to do with Islam at all. It's all that he has mental issues. Please. That is baloney. You know it. I know it. He knows it. His lawyer knows it, but his lawyer will probably plead insanity because he's been charged with the 10 counts of murder. So before the break, we showed you Joe Biden on video saying, let's have more gun control. Yeah, that's the ticket. And look who's echoing him. His former partner in crime, Barack Obama. So Barack Hussein Obama, also a friend of Islam, and a guy that was raised Muslim and went to a madrasa in Indonesia, says that this is because of disaffection, racism, and misogyny, and that those with hate in their hearts want to buy weapons of war, and we can make it harder, and that this is about the pressure of the gun lobby, the NRA. No, 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 no. This is about our rights given to us by the Founding Fathers to keep and bear arms, to protect ourselves. That's what this is about. They want to use this. They will use any violence, any lives that were lost, they will hijack them in order to take away our rights to keep and bear arms and protect ourselves. This guy's a jihadist. This guy could have come to your supermarket in Bismarck or Fargo or Dickinson or anywhere else. He could have come to the supermarket I go to. This was the luck of the draw, and those 10 people were unfortunate. 9 of them were for just happening to be there. The 10th one was the police officer who ran into the face of the fire to rescue these people. This is not about taking away our guns again. Next time he'll use explosives. We know that jihadists have done that. Look at the Boston Marathon. Are we going to have pressure cooker control? No. Are we going to have knife control for people who stab other people? No. Are we going to have car control for the jihadists and others who drive their cars into people? No. There is no reason to have gun control, but this is the politics of the left, to hijack these dead, poor people's souls for their agenda. That's how it works. That's what they do. And they know this has nothing to do with that. They know this jihadist would have found a way to murder people. Probably would have murdered more. So there's that. Now, on the same issue of gun control, we all know there are places that have signs up that say no guns. This is a gun-free zone. Well, guess what? This market was a gun-free zone. Take a look at this headline. King Soopers asks open carry customers to leave guns at home. Right after Walmart. So they're a copycat store. They don't think for themselves. I'm told King Soopers is owned by Kroger. And they told customers to leave their guns at home. How many people might have been saved from these 10 who died if somebody had a gun who was shopping there and shot this guy at the beginning? How many people? We'll never know. You know, I have a concealed pistol license, and you know what I do? When I see that sign that says no guns in here, I don't listen. I do what I gotta do. I have to protect myself. I'm a 5'1" single woman. Who's gonna protect me? Nobody. I have to protect myself. That is the American can-do spirit. Oops, I'm not supposed to say can-do anymore. Remember, we showed you yesterday what Cigna said? This is absurd, these supermarkets, these movie theaters, these other venues that tell you, don't protect yourself, be a sitting duck, so that the Ahmed Al-Isas of the world can murder you en masse. No, 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 no. Don't listen to them. Don't. All right? So I want you to take a look at some of Ahmed Al-Issa's tweets. Let's take a look at the first one. All right, so he was anti-Trump, and he says that Trump inherited a growing economy and unemployment was low. and it was on an upward spiral, but he won because of racism. And then he cites The Intercept, which is a left-wing website. All right, now let's take a look at the next one. The next tweet. All right, he says, Trump is such a... rhymes with stick. All right, see, he was anti-Trump. And look at the article, Trump approach to refugees. Of course, he supported letting more refugees in because he was a phony refugee with his parents. And look what this allowed him, look what it did. It allowed him to engage in jihad. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, the Muslims at Christchurch Mosque, that was the mosque in New Zealand that was attacked, were not the victims of a single shooter. They were the victims of the entire Islamophobia industry that vilified them. See, this guy was obsessed with Islamophobia. You know what? I don't know. All 10 victims at that market at King Soopers, all 10 of them were white. So, if anything, this attack is not a sign of Islamophobia. It's a sign of a Muslim with whiteophobia. All right, so there was that. Now let's take a look at his next tweet. All right, so Mary wears a hijab and Jesus doesn't eat pork and prays on his knees and hands. They're both Muslims, it's obvious. Here's a tip. Both of them were Jewish. Last time I checked. That's why they didn't eat pork. That's why Mary covered her hair. They were not Muslims. All right, when we come back, we will show you more of his tweets and some of his father's tweets. The apple does not fall far from the tree. That and more after these messages on No Filter with Debbie on Beck.
Introducing the Cool Turtle, the ultra-comfortable mask enhancer that creates a protective, cool, and breathable space between your mask and your face. Simply slide under any mask or gaiter and immediately feel the refreshing pocket of air surrounding your face. Cool Turtle's ergonomically designed, soft, comfortable shell immediately reduces mask friction, allowing you to breathe and talk in a comfortable environment.
I can actually breathe. With the Cool Turtle, no more sweating.
It's like I don't even have a mask on.
Call now and get not one, not two, but 3 Cool Turtles for just $10. Order now and we'll send you 2 more Cool Turtles free. No fees, absolutely free. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of 4-ply face masks. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the real Cool Turtle now.
Call 1-800-270-1219. That's 1-800-270-1219. Or visit getcoolturtle.com. Order now.
Beck News brings you real people and real news. Every weekday on KNDB, KNDM, and KRDK. Start your evening with the Dr. Duke Show at 4. Take a fresh look at current events with Ladies of Another View at 4:30. Go down the road with Joel at 5:30. Watch No Apologies with Becker at 9. Cap off your night with No Filter with Debbie at 10. Beck News. Real people, real news.
Indoor football is back in Bismarck. Bucks football season is right around the corner. Grab a friend or family member for a night of action-packed, hard-hitting entertainment. The Bucks open at the Bismarck Event Center May 8th as they take on the Massachusetts Pirates. Catch the sweetest seats in the house right on the sidelines with VIP service at a Bucks turf table. Available now for single-game purchases. Secure your tickets today by calling 701-595-0771. Bucks football, half the field and double the fun.
Beck Communications is now hiring independent sales agents around the state. We're looking for highly motivated individuals to take advantage of this opportunity, selling advertising for our news and sports programming on Beck TV and sponsorships for the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team. Independent sales agents will make 50% commission on their completed sales for all products. Beck TV is the leader in broadcasting local sports, owner of the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team, and originator of newly launched news opinion programming. Submit your application now at careers@bechtel.coop. This is an exciting opportunity you can't pass up. 50% commission for independent sales agents now hiring at Beck Communications.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream sheets. When you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Welcome back to No Filter with Debbie on Beck. So before the break, we were talking about the massacre at the King Supermarket in Boulder, Colorado, in which 10 Americans were murdered. By the way, 10 white Americans. So again, white privilege? I don't know. Sure doesn't seem like it to me. And this guy, this murderer, this mass murderer, Ahmed Al-Issa, he hated white people. He was liberal. He was woke. He thought he was a minority, an oppressed Muslim minority who we allowed to come in here. And he took advantage of the life we gave him. This is what he did with it. This is what he did. So let's take a look at another one of his tweets. Check this out. All right. Yeah, if these racist Islamophobic people would stop hacking my phone and let me have a normal life, I probably could. Now, I don't know what that tweet was that has been either removed or blocked that he was referring to, so we don't know what he's talking about I probably could. But you can tell this guy thinks everyone's racist against him, that he's a separate race, that everyone's Islamophobic against him, and that people are hacking his phone and taking advantage of him. He doesn't have a normal life. Are you serious? He should go back to Syria and see what kind of a life he would have had there. You know, if he would have murdered 10 people in a supermarket in Syria, he would not live to see the end of the day. He would have his body parts sent far and wide in packages from the Assad family that rules Syria to his family. I know this because this is what has been done by the Assads, the father who passed away, and his replacement, the son who rules that country with an iron fist. So that's what would have happened to him. Here in America, we're going to pay for his lawyers. He's going to get 3 hots and a cot every day. He's never going to have to work another day in his life. He will probably be spared the death penalty because he'll claim insanity, that he had mental illness, like what we've already heard. Yeah, they're preparing that defense. Mark my word. So there's that. I think we have one more tweet from Ahmed Al-Issa. All right, why refugees and immigrants are good for America. Yeah, I think we saw why they are not. Because they murder Americans in jihadist attacks while the people are innocently shopping for groceries. It's so ironic. All right, now let's take a look at some of the tweets from his father, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Mustafa Al-Issa. And I think this is from Facebook. You can see the like button. And do you think that ISIS is made by your confession, that ISIS is made by the impure black Obama and the old shiny Clinton? By the way, shiny is an anti-Semitic slur, so I think he thinks Bill Clinton is a tool of the Jews, the evil Jews. If you only fight Muslims this year with the pretext of ISIS, God will humiliate you, take revenge on you, evil revenge on you and ISIS. May God curse you. So he's talking about Donald Trump. He don't like Donald Trump either. All right, let's look at his next, the crazy father's next social media. Israel is the governor of America. Trump is a Zionist work. And the agent will be volunteered for his masters. And I tell Trump that you don't have the Golan to give to Israel. That's Israel's Golan Heights. Do whatever you want. The Golan will return against your nose and nose. What? All right, whatever he's saying, basically he's saying that the evil Zionists control the world and Donald Trump is their tool. These are the people we let into America in the name of the wonderful, hardworking, contributing immigrants. And we saw their little contribution yesterday at this supermarket. Yay, America. All right, so there's that. Now, I want you to take a look at the names and the ages of the victims. They were ages 20 to 65. And you can see the police officer, Eric Talley, who ran in to help save people, a father of 7. The 7, he won't get to see Mary and have children. 51 years old, that's my age. Another victim is my age also Terry Liker. And the youngest victim was 20, Denny Stong. You know what Denny Stong did? he worked at that grocery store, King Super. So he will never, he serviced people during COVID, and he had something on his Facebook that said, I can't stay home. I'm a grocery worker. He'll never get to serve people again. We'll never get to appreciate that he risked his life for us during COVID. These people, the oldest woman, the oldest victim was age 65. She will never get to live another day in her life. These people are gone forever. This is the contribution of this guy, Ahmed Al Issa, for the privilege of getting to come to America at age 3 and live a great life. And this is how he thanked us. Yeah, this is how a lot of these Islamic immigrants thank America. Again, we saw this in the Boston Marathon, saw it at San Bernardino, we saw it at the Pulse nightclub, we saw it at Fort Hood, we saw it on 9/11, we saw it over and over and over again, and we're going to keep seeing it. Why? Because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the president. That's right, she's the president, really. That's why we're going to see more of this. Their policies. Again, Donald Trump did not have these attacks over the 4 years of his presidency. Why? Look into what he did. Do the math. Didn't let more of these people in. Or if he did, he tried to limit the numbers, and he made it much harder. That's what we should still be doing, but we won't. We won't learn this lesson. We're too busy hijacking this for the purpose of taking away people's Second Amendment rights, taking away their firearms, so that more people can be sitting ducks in the midst of people like Ahmed Al Issa. Yay, America. All right, so there's that. Now, I want to show you the tweet from one of the women whose father died, was murdered. Take a look at this. This is so tragic. I'm heartbroken to announce that my dad, my hero, Kevin Mahoney, was killed in the King Soopers shooting in my hometown of Boulder, Colorado. My dad represents all things love. I'm so thankful he could walk me down the aisle last summer. That is so tragic. He won't get to see her have children. He won't get to see those children grow up, his grandchildren. No, his life was snuffed out by this jihadist. Now, before we go to the break, I want you to take a look at some of the tweets of Kamala Harris's niece, Mina Harris. Take a look at this first tweet. All right, the Atlanta shooting was not even a week ago. Violent white men are the greatest terrorist threat to our country. Violent white men? This was a jihadist immigrant from Syria, an Arab man. They say they're not white, the Arabs, and I agree with them. Look at this. All right, so she took that tweet down because she did not want people to know that she had put that up. But people, through the magic of the archives of the internet and cached information, found it. Now, I want you to take a look at her tweet after that, and then we'll go to the break. Take a look at her next tweet. All right, I don't think we have that one. Maybe we do. We'll see it after the break. That and more after these messages on No Filter with Debbie on Beck.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money. So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-716-5189. 1-800-716-5189.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-219-1467.
Beck Communications is hiring. Beck Communications is seeking qualified candidates for plant technicians in our Wheatland, North Dakota location. Beck Communications is an equal opportunity employer. To view the job details, visit www.beck.coop. To apply, email your cover letter and resume to careers@bechtel.coop. Beck Communications, making connections that matter.
Welcome back to No Filter with Debbie on Beck. So we are talking about the jihadist massacre by an Arab Muslim immigrant from Syria, a refugee who murdered 10 Americans at King Soopers, the supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. And before the break, I told you that Kamala Harris's niece, we've talked about her on the show before, Mina Harris. So Mina Harris, we've talked about her. She makes all kinds of money off of the fact that her aunt is the vice president, really the president running the country. And she's written children's books that have gone to the top of the New York Times bestseller list, all because she is the niece of Kamala Harris. She has t-shirts. She's got all kinds of stuff. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So she also hates white men. We showed you this tweet, and we're going to bring it back up again. I want you to take a look. So this was the tweet she had up. The Atlanta shooting was not even a week ago. Violent white men are the greatest terrorist threat to our country. And then it turns out it's not a white man. It is a Syrian, Arab, Muslim terrorist. That's the greatest terrorist threat to this country. White men built this country. Yes, black slaves helped, but white men built this country. They wrote the Constitution. I can't change history. That is a fact. I know you want to pretend that's not history. Now, she did delete that tweet and pretended she didn't say it, but then she attacked white men again. Now, we didn't get this tweet because, we're only an hour show and I get my producers so much stuff. But I'll read you this tweet, and you can look it up, at Mina Harris, Meena Harris. I deleted a previous tweet about the suspect in the Boulder shooting. I made an assumption, which you know what they say about people who assume, ... based on his being taken into custody alive, and the fact that the majority of mass shootings in the U.S. are carried out by white men. So again, a dig at white men. And she doesn't apologize to white men for defaming them. She just defames them again. So why did she remove the tweet, huh? She still believes that white men are the greatest terrorist threat to this country. I don't know why she removed that tweet. She is a racist bigot. And that's what I tweeted out. I tweeted out, she's a racist bigot. You know what? Maybe Twitter will silence me and put me in Twitter jail again like they did when I called another leftist an anti-Semitic bigot. That's how they roll. So that's Kamala. Now, I want you to take a look at another tweet. Take a look at this tweet from a woman that works for a major newspaper in America. This is Himal Javeri. She says it's always an angry white man, always. Now, I want to tell you what this woman does for a living. She is the USA Today race and inclusion editor. Yeah, that's they have that now. Race and inclusion editor at USA Today Sports Media Group, and an editor at large for another site. She co-hosts some kind of movie thing. This woman, isn't that irony? She's the race and inclusion editor, and she's talking about how evil white men are, and how it's always them. And guess what? It isn't always them, and it isn't in this case either. Racist bigot. All right, now here's another one. C.J. Werleman. Take a look at what C.J. Werleman had to say. The suspected gunman in the Boulder, Colorado mass shooting is a white guy. 7 reported dead. Because it looks like he's a white guy. He's an Arab Muslim. And then, of course, he says cue mental issues, bad day, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? The mental issues, bad day is what he's cueing. But he's an Arab Muslim, and C.J. Werleman now doesn't have a problem with it. I want you to take a look at C.J. Werleman's bio. Global correspondent for Byline Times, columnist for Inside Arabia, activist against Islamophobia. You know what? A phobia is an unreasonable fear or hatred. Guess what? When people are shooting things up, when they're blowing up marathons, when they are shooting up Christmas parties, supermarkets, military bases, gay clubs, is it unreasonable to fear that? I don't think so. Not even close. So that's C.J. Werleman. By the way, the word Islamophobia trended on Twitter because for us pointing out this guy's an Arab Muslim immigrant from Syria and a jihadist, we are Islamophobic. You know what? This jihadist was a white-ophobe because all 10 of these victims, again, were white people. Nobody's crying out about that. White privilege? I guess. All right. Now, this ties into this. So, we all know that North Dakota did take in some Muslim immigrants. And people say, well, what's the harm? There are so few of them. But guess what? They bring their relatives. And then their relatives bring their relatives. How do you think we got so many Muslims who are extremists in this country? Why do you think that mosques are so extreme? Because they bring each other over. They don't change their views. There is no assimilation anymore. They want us to assimilate into them. That's why this jihadist thought he could shoot up this supermarket with impunity. And listen, he's still alive, so he really didn't get the ultimate punishment yet that he should get, and he won't get it. Just watch. We told you what's going on with Dzhokhar Tsarnaev from the Boston Marathon terrorist attack, Muslim attack. So there's that. Now, Joe Biden has said that these illegal aliens that are coming in on the southern border, he wants to move them to northern border states bordering Canada. We all know North Dakota borders Canada. And both Senators Kramer and Hoeven have said, no, Joe Biden, don't bring them here. Don't bring them here. Now, they have said that they've heard now that Joe Biden won't bring them to North Dakota. Don't believe it, because they will. We know from ICE agents that during the entire Obama administration, Obama was bringing many of these illegal aliens from the border to northern states like Michigan, my native Michigan. He will bring them to North Dakota. They're just telling the senators that so as not to alarm them, so that when they come, it's too late. We all know that there are public service agencies in North Dakota. They do this for a living. They get cash out of resettling these refugees. They are going to bring them to North Dakota. Just watch. And if someday, God forbid, there is an Ahmed Al-Issa coming to North Dakota supermarkets, you won't be able to say I didn't warn you. You won't be able to say you didn't warn yourself. Just look at what's been going on in the news. Who is doing these attacks? It's not white men. It's not. It's Muslim immigrants. Yes, there are some white men who do these attacks. Muslims are giving them a run for the money. Now, speaking of Joe Biden at the border, I want you to take a look at this video because, remember, Joe Biden keeps saying We don't have kids in cages. He attacked Trump for kids in cages. Take a look. All right, so that's not a cage. Those enclosed places where these kids are eating, there's no room for them, they're sitting on the floor. Those are not cages. That is way worse than anything they alleged happened under the Trump administration. This is what Joe Biden is doing. Those are all kids, by the way, separated from their parents. Something Joe Biden decried. He's a fraud. He's a hypocrite. This is just part of the growing crisis on the border. And if you think all of those people are Latino, think again. Some of those people are jihadists in the making too. Some of those are future Ahmed al-Isas. We will find out. We will see it, and it'll be too late. Now, when we come back, we have some video of some things that Kamala Harris has said and done that are quite disgusting. We'll show you what it is after these messages on No Filter with Debbie on Beck.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? After all, a visit to the dentist can easily cost $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call now and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and show your Carefree Dental Card, you save $525. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month, so call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-416-5739 to receive your Carefree Dental Card information kit. 1-800-416-5739. Call now.
Beck Communications is now hiring independent sales agents around the state. We're looking for highly motivated individuals to take advantage of this opportunity, selling advertising for our news and sports programming on Beck TV and sponsorships for the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team. Independent sales agents will make 50% commission on their completed sales for all products. Beck TV is the leader in broadcasting local sports, owner of the Bismarck Bucks indoor football team, and originator of newly launched news opinion programming. Submit your application now at careers@bechtel.coop. This is an exciting opportunity you can't pass up. 50% commission for independent sales agents now hiring at Beck Communications.
I can't say enough good things about these nano hearing aids.
Real people talking about nano hearing aids.
The hearing quality is great.
Until now, hearing aids used to be too expensive for the average person. Until nano. Call now and you'll get your nano hearing aids for only $297. You'll save $100. When you buy one hearing aid, Nano will give you a second hearing aid free. Call right now.
1-800-213-3815.
Who do you trust with your digital life? Not all cloud backup providers keep your data truly private. Beck Cloud Backup uses advanced multi-layer encryption to keep your family photos, videos, and sensitive business documents secure and only for your eyes. Your Beck Lightband Internet service already includes 50 gigs of free storage to keep your digital life safe and secure. Call us at 701-475-2361 to start using your Beck Cloud Backup today.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
Welcome back to No Filter with Debbie on Beck. So before the break, we showed you what is going on at the southern border. Some of it So it's a crisis. We all know it. The Biden administration can do contortions all it wants. We all know what's going on there. They can say it's not a crisis. We know it's a crisis. We know this is the worst it's been in 20 years. Worst in 20 years. We have no place to put these people. They will change the complexion of America drastically. And I don't mean skin color when I say complexion. I mean values. I mean the education system. I mean voting. These are Democrats. These are Democrats. We know that illegal aliens, for 2 or 3 generations, their children and grandchildren and so on, vote Democrat. We know this. There have been studies done on it. So Kamala Harris, who is really the president and is definitely the vice president, was asked if she's going to go to the southern border, and apparently it's not a worthy issue. And it's funny. Take a look at this video.
Do you have plans to visit the border? Not today. But I have before, and I'm sure I will again.
Not today. Oh my God, that laugh. We're going to have to hear that again for almost 4 years and possibly for the next almost 10 years. Please, we got to get rid of that candidate. And I mean legally, at the ballot box. We have to get rid of this team of Kamala and Joe. I realize that the presidency just started, but guess what? The 2024 presidential election campaign already started as well. We got to get Ron DeSantis in there. Get rid of these people. They are the worst. And speaking of that, look at this video of what she did when she got on the plane. She did not do something that involves our servicemen. Take a look. Think you'll know what it is. So you saw our servicemen and women are standing saluting by the plane. Every president and vice president, apparently until her, salutes them back, shows a sign of respect. She didn't do that. She just ignored them. She is a haughty, conceited, I can't say the word on this show, but it rhymes with witch. This is our vice president. She is ignoring these people who volunteered to serve, who know that at any moment they could be sent overseas, especially under this kind of administration. They sent her, they could be sent overseas in order to fight on behalf of her. They could lose their lives, they could lose their minds and get PTSD, they could lose their limbs, and she did not salute them. That is outrageous. All right, now, this is something that I'm very worried about that may come to America. It's going on in the European Union, and as you may know, if you are a regular viewer of the show, all right, so we do not have this video, but I'm just going to tell you what is going on. The European Union is proposing to ask people to have these green passports for vaccination, and they won't be able to go anywhere without it. The papers, please. I warned you about this. I said this is going to be like what happened in Nazi Europe when my grandparents were rounded up and sent to the camps. Papers, please. Papers, please. That's what the Nazis did. If this comes to America, this is a disaster. We have to stop accepting this statism, this imposed big brotherism. I don't want to be like Europe, but we're fast approaching Europe. North Dakota is becoming like Europe with pot legalization that is probably going to happen and everything else. We have to stop this. These green passports for vaccines, no. No, 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 no. No. If you don't get a vaccine, you should be able to live your life. This is America. You should have freedom. And I'm afraid it's going to go beyond private companies, and the government is going to insist on it. That is the way that Joe Biden is headed. And if we get this video, we'll show it to you probably tomorrow. Now, before we leave today, I want to talk about the Derek Chauvin trial because a jury has now been picked. The jury has been seated. They have the 12 jurors, the 2 alternates, and they just picked a 3rd alternate. And this is steaming ahead. And I worry, and if you think Derek Chauvin should be convicted, you should worry too that he will not get a fair trial because that is grounds for appeal and a new trial. And I worry that he's not going to get a fair trial. He's being railroaded. Listen, again, I do not support putting knees on a person's neck. But as I've shown you on previous shows, that is not why George Floyd died. He died because he had fentanyl and a whole bunch of other drugs in his system. We showed you that he had more than 3 times, and possibly, if you count all the drugs, more than 6 times, almost 7 times the amount that would be considered a fatal overdose of fentanyl and derivatives and variants of fentanyl in his system. We know he had a heavy heart and a blocked artery. We know that he kept saying, I can't breathe, before he was even laying down on the road with officers on top of him. So that was likely the cause of his death, and we know that. Well, the jury has been seated, and the judge refuses to stop the trial. And we all know that Minneapolis gave $26 million or $27 million to this family. Cha-ching. Was George Floyd worth $27 million? It's the largest payout for somebody in this kind of situation so far for doing all of those things, being a career criminal, putting his gun to a pregnant woman after breaking into her home and robbing her, a career of criminal behavior. He's worth $27 million bucks. And the fact that all these jurors now know about this, which is an admission by the city of Minneapolis, or as I call it, Minneapolis Stan, that he's guilty, he is not going to get a fair trial, period. It's not right. All right, remember, things are not always as they seem. See you tomorrow.